Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Thomas. This is Denodus to Human, and welcome back to Bad North Archer Only campaign. And today, you join me at the Eluen checkpoint at around 40-ish. Now, when I last left you, we were just a couple islands back before the checkpoint. Unfortunately, as I recorded the next section of this, I did come into some problems with the recording, so the footage went a bit wrong. Luckily, obviously, I can reload the checkpoint. And that does mean that whilst we missed a couple islands, you haven't missed very much at all. So we will get on from here. And I don't know, we could give Herm a go. I think giving Herm a go seems like a bit of fun. So let's go and get ourselves some good monies heading to Herm, shall we? So this is a nice checkpoint, but it's after all of those houses there, which is a bit of a shame. Now, I think we realised last time that our best tactic really was to just kind of get right to the front of the beach. So we're going to be utilising that quite a lot. Now. Problem is, in my brain, I'm slightly lost as to where we are at this point in terms of their upgrades, because obviously I have played on from here, and yes, I've got the slight problem where now I'm confused as to whether which upgrades I've got and which I don't. But we'll see how we get on. I should be able to shoot these guys down before too long. I shouldn't be making it to the shore. No real problems with those first boats then. I don't really want to get stuck in that corner position, so I'm going to move out of there. Okay, there's two brutes coming over there. There's some shield lads over here. Now, the best weapon we have against these guys... Yeah, the best weapon we have against the shield guys really is knocking them off before they even arrive. And the knockback is particularly helpful for that. Lucan is particularly good for that. I think some of the comments was talking about that as well. So, yes, you can see there we're killing them. As we get the next upgrades, that we'll really be able to start pushing them off. So that bomb's going to go off, and we'll just shoot down that guy as he's stunned. Or we won't. We'll fail to do that whatsoever. Here we go. So, bring more over here. Looks like everyone's going from one direction at the moment. The sword guys obviously aren't a problem. Yeah, there's no issue with any of those. No shield lads at all. Now, generally when it comes to the lads with bows, what I quite like to do is use this lad here, Dunder, because he's got the Warhorn call. And archers can be quite annoying because they do take us out a little bit, so it's generally best to use the guy who can quickly call people back up, because unless you have height, you are going to lose out to the archers a little bit. So we'll send these lads over here. Blues, if you can get over here too. We should be able to absolutely drown those guys in arrows on both sides. A huge pile of archers coming in then. We just need to get enough firepower on them to clear them off before they become a problem. Final wave incoming. And actually, we're looking quite strong, all things considered. Need to figure out where the next groups are coming. Oh my, they are very close already. Okay, blue, red. Let's get Lucan over here as well. And yes, the mines would probably be helpful because there's quite a lot here. Not sure we're going to have enough pushback to deal with it. So let's get a mine plonked down here. We just need to remember to not blow ourselves up momentarily. Now, you probably find here that whilst they have shields, once they get close enough, we can push them off. And actually, that's quite a nice... just considering moving back now. Yeah. This is really where the power of our bows comes in power. It's not even so much... we're going to get ourselves stuck. It's not even so much the... Okay, we didn't actually activate the bomb. Yeah, it isn't actually so much the bows shooting them down. It's from the sky. It's more actually the power of them knocking them back off the boats before they even arrive. So even the shielded lads are quite simple to clear off in the end. Only brutes there. Didn't notice any of the heavy brutes, which I did just encounter in the one of these islands that unfortunately got cut off by the game not working properly for me. Right, 20. What I want to do then is get Selwyn. You're already elite, aren't you? Who else is elite at this point? We've got Osiric, Dunder and Lucan. Ah, you all got elite last episode. I've lost completely where I am. But let's get that level size upgrade because that's quite a big one for us. I think the items are going to be more important for us to be upgrading than the volleys, albeit we do want to get those sorted out as well. But that's lovely. We'll next turn for now, and we'll move on over to Mackerel Mounds and Mullen. What I'll probably do is quite a lot of trying to... Well, we're a little bit ahead here. A little bit ahead. We've got to figure out which islands are going to be best for us in terms of just making enough money to go forward. So these ones, theoretically, I could do with 2 men, but I don't... It could be a bit risky. Could definitely be a bit risky, but we're going to give it a go. Over to Mackerel Mound with 2, and then we'll do that other island with 2 as well. So I think the best way of doing this is... yeah, we'll just pick these 2. That's fine. As long as we got a mine and the Warhammer. Warhammer is the other item I think that can really get you out of a scrape. So, especially if you can't take them down before they arrive. So we'll do our best. Okay, we've got the shield lads coming in first. I want to really knock those off the boat as much as possible. There we are. The knockback is doing its job at last. You get round to go and deal with those guys. And actually, we can now go and shoot the archers as well. Perfect. We don't have any higher ground to take advantage of, but we do have the numbers. Back over this side then. Yeah, and one thing this game does really nicely that I think is real credit to the game is that we often think of archers as throwing these big volleys into the sky, you know, like this weapon here. And obviously rain from the sky means there's so many arrows, it demoralises the enemy, it catches them out, they can't just use their shield to block like the odd arrow here or there. But actually what we're seeing here is the real power of bows, which I think often gets overlooked, especially in like historical representations, is that bows are obviously much more powerful when they are up close. Now, obviously, you know, people often think like the English longbow or Welsh longbow, whatever, as like a particularly powerful bow. But of course, essentially, what it comes down to is it's the strength of the man, and actually, the weapons, the bow, the arrow bolts themselves are not something you want to just be shooting up and away in the sky. You know, it's a big waste of your ammo. If you're going to do that, you know, realistically, you want to be making the most of what's essentially an important resource, your bows, because, well, your arrows even, because your arrows aren't something necessarily, particularly for a big bow like that, aren't something you can just hatch up overnight. They're something that you really have to go and put some good actual construction into. So you're not going to waste them just by shooting big volleys off them, or not at least with those kind of bows anyway. What you really want is to be shooting them. It's kind of like the whites in your eyes kind of thing. That normally refers to sort of musketmen, because they're so inaccurate, those sort of early rifles. But realistically, bows have a similar kind of concept as well. Because realistically, a lot of the time, particularly in the medieval era, bows, the arrows aren't necessarily going to be piercing and killing them like that. But what they are going to do, they might injure, of course, and take them out of the battle for the moment, but what they're probably going to do is actually knock them back. The actual impact damage of an arrow, even if it doesn't properly pierce and do any damage to your actual like internal organs or anything, the actual damage it's doing just by physically knocking you back would tire you. It would knacker out the infantry. And that's really what the main power of, you know, an archer actually is. It comes down to that knockback, that morale impact, the taking people out of the battle impact, or disrupting the battle. This game does that really nicely because you do just see, not so much these guys who aren't shielded, but the pushback of it is just, I just think underrepresented in a lot of media when you see things to do with arrows. But there we are. I just think this game does that very nicely. And it's certainly something I'm noticing as I'm getting upgrades to these guys. They're pretty potent at this point. Really, it's Lucan's arrows that really do the work. And to be honest, at the start I was dancing around trying to shoot them, trying to flank them, and that's all well and good. But actually, we can kill almost all of the units before they even land. Now, when we come to these guys, I think they're the archer brutes, that's when we're going to start having problems of we can't stand there and shoot them down. So after this island, we're going to start facing that problem where... yeah, we can't... We're just going to be running for the hills. And actually the hills... You can't actually hide anywhere against those crossbow bolts. Maybe behind an actual big cliff. But honestly, there is very little escape from them. They're pretty terrifying. We can deal with them. But, yeah. When they come in at the same time as other units, that's when the problem for the archers starts to happen. So we're going to be able to shoot these guys down. Again, shooting from afar isn't going to do an awful lot, but as we get to more direct, straight into them, the power is going to be that much more impressive. And plop, there you go. Plop, plop, plop. But yeah, it is interesting because you do find, obviously ammo isn't actually a thing on this. Unlike on, say, Rome Total War, where to some extent you do sometimes, in particularly big battles, worry about how much weaponry you have. I sometimes find it a bit funny when you're in a city and you run out of arrows. It's like, do our towers not have more arrows, stored in them? Why do we only have 30 shots? I think it's 30 in Total War. But indeed, these guys are infinite, so we'll just keep shooting away. But the volleys are quite good fun, I must say. They are pretty dramatic, so I can see why cinematically people love to show that. It's always fun showing a charge and then watching everyone just fall as the arrows fall from the sky. It is rather glorious, and it is quite good fun on this game as well. So, as we deal with these shield guys, we should be alright because we've got the Warhammer in reserve, and these guys have the Warhorn. So really, these pairings are quite nice to take on these sort of smaller islands of 3 or so different troop types, because if it says 3 different troop types, it means there's going to be less enemies, basically. The more different troop types, the more enemies, essentially. So we can be fairly confident taking out 3 with our 2. No real problems there. One last unit just kind of sneaked his way towards the house, but nothing doing. And that's another place dealt with without too many problems. So a few extra monies in the bag. And with that, we can hopefully get ourselves a nice upgrade up to 19, which is quite marvellous. Let's get yourselves up to full then. Cause instant reinforcements from a house. Perfect. Iron skin. Yeah, we want to get the mines sorted out as well. And yes, your hammer would be quite good to get up because that does get you out of a scrape. So we'll end our turn. We'll start moving on. That definitely buys us some good time. We're quite a bit ahead. We probably have time to get to all these islands, and I probably will indeed do that. So, on to Enze or Carrick. Well, we might as well go for this. Just go for this one here. We're going to want the whole team for a horrendously flat island like this. And I think I saw the Brutes archers are coming in as well, which on a flat island with nowhere to hide, this might involve some manoeuvring and hopefully some no deaths, because this last time, this episode, I didn't manage to lose anyone, but there were some very, and I mean very close scrapes, so I'm hoping that we managed to avoid that. So I really don't want to be losing anyone, especially when I didn't last time. So these guys are going to plop away. We will get another unit into over here then to go and support. And we'll clear those guys off without any real problem. I mean, honestly, having having the extra amount of units in this guy is just so powerful. I don't think we've got some nice combinations over here, though. I would say, though, with archers in general, the hammer is quite nice to get them out of a scrape. I'm not sure it's ideal to have it with them. You probably want it with your infantry, really, don't you? But I think certainly knockback with archers as a Luke and knockback with an archer is just beautiful. It is very potent because I think knockback is its most powerful effect, really. And yes, so let's get you over here. I think for the pikes, what you probably want is probably want the Warhorn item, I suppose, don't you? Because with the pikes, just be able to get some extra men straight into that unit and recover it. Because often you're holding a choke point and you don't want to go and send them to re-heal. So I suppose that probably is the most logical one for them. Extra unit size, possibly with the archer as well, actually. So knockback with the full unit size for archers might be particularly powerful. Although I'd be a little bit reticent to give a big unit to archers. Would that be better elsewhere? I don't know. But experiment with that going forward. So these lads are just going down right now. We haven't seen the brute archers yet. We haven't seen them just yet, but everyone else is going down without too many problems in the meantime. But don't worry, you'll know when those lads appear onto the battlefield, because you'll hear them from a long way away. In fact, that might be them now. No, it's not. It's just a huge, huge pile of lads. Okay, we're going to need 2 and 2. These are just basics, so we can take these ones out without too many troubles. And here they come, the brute archers of death. Right, what I need. I have a couple things that work for them. Now, number one, a mine would be helpful. So let's go and just place down. Here we go. Now. Ooh, and that's him straight down. Okay. Try and dodge it. Sometimes you can just move last second. And just dodge it. Ow. Alright, they can take out many enemies at once. The other thing I like to do is charge them with the Warhorner because you can go and heal. Now if you just leave... You know what? No, you don't even need to heal right now. You just need to pull out of there. Okay, there's way too many. Go and shoot them down. Now, they are very vulnerable when we actually get up close to them, but they can do an awful lot of damage in the meantime. You, sir, leave a mine here. And then just get in a house. Preferably one over here. Now, Warhammer is quite useful against them as well, of course. We'll go and hide behind that house. There's actually more of them over here, annoyingly. So we'll go into this position where we'll just Warhammer them if we need to. So, oof, see, they can even shoot you from around the side of a house, which is just ridiculous. Oh, I suppose it's an extra big unit. So, yeah, pull in that. Get across, shoot them now. They're near enough. You out of position. You out of position. They've got to pick one of us. Who were they aiming for? They're getting knocked back. Ooh, they shot us down, but we've done it. Okay. You can see there they can get dangerous, especially when you just panic and scream like I just did. But not too much of a problem. But the problem is when they start appearing with other units as well, then you end up neglecting killing other units on the beach because they push you back into the island a bit deeper. So, 12. We need 14 for you, 14 for you. We're going to hit the hammers first, then we're going to get the... then we're going to move on to the other things there. Now, Vermland, that's going to be a fun one, isn't it? Let's go to Carreg first, get ourselves that upgrade. Let's use all of them. No problems here. And... I didn't actually check. Were there any brute archers here? I don't know. Well, hopefully not, but we shouldn't have too many problems because even though it's flat, honestly, the archers are better, are much more powerful when you're fighting at the same height. But preferably, you only really use the height advantage to either keep them safe or, particularly against other archers, it means that you've just got the height advantage and you win. Unfortunately, there's a big pile of flat islands around this point of the game, which is where it kind of goes wrong. That's where it went wrong the last campaign, wasn't it? But of course, that wasn't hard, and that was the first time I played the game in like 6 months. To be fair, I think I'd only literally played the game once on medium and won it before, so I wasn't exactly experienced. But he says as he starts to panic about crossbows, get into various positions. Ow. Okay. You go here, place your mine, and dodge. Okay, we dodged that one. You get in now, you get in now, you get in, and dodge. Oh, he's changed his mind. Ow. Okay, we're just going to have to use some power on him. Just drown them out. Okay, that's done with them, but there are more lads, more brute archers as well. Okay, what do we want to do? That spot seems like a good one. See, the thing with Osric here is the reduced damage and the mines. I think that's a nice combo, all things considered. But you do then have the slight problem he gets himself into sticky situations. So, you have the war horn, you have 2 of them now. So you run forward, you run here, and we will... Oof. We'll just have to get some shots in. And we'll just have to take the hits of these guys for a little while. Blow the war horn. And there we are. We've got a second war horn to blow, so that is at least good. Fully upgraded, that is a pretty darn helpful thing. We can now just spread out again and deal with the basic lads. So still at the moment they're just sending those brute archers in alone. Which is a panic, but a doable panic. You can still drown them out, it's just you don't want to get too close to them too early. There is a bit of a dodging mechanism though. We'll see if we can get that to work for us a little bit later. Oof! Didn't even know they were coming. Okay. Hammer. Alright, they're still a bit too far away. Okay, we're just trying to dodge them here. And okay, they've got way too close now. I can go in. Just running, lads. Oof. Some bad damage being done, but I don't think it's going to be enough quickly enough. We're going to slaughter them. Warhorn. Just to keep us safe. Alright, and nothing too scary on this occasion. That is good, that is good. Yeah, the Warhorn's just nice to keep your numbers up and avoid having to get reinforcements, but it is naturally the case of once you start losing any of them, we've got a bit of a problem here where we've lost 3 or so from each, which is not ideal. Certainly these 3 all lost a few each. Final wave incoming, hopefully no more brute archers, but we should be fine. Mines haven't been triggered, but there at least are still a couple of rounds. Luckily we seem to be light-footed and don't seem to trigger them, which is quite helpful, isn't it? So you lads get over here and we should be able to just finish this island off without too much drama. But I think the next island will be a much more dramatic one, because a big flat island with a huge amount of monies to gain, yeah, it's going to start getting us into sticky situations. 7. Not enough for 2 upgrades, but we can definitely get 1 more upgrade with that. Perfect. Moving on then. Just perfect. So, 19. That gives us Lucan's hammer upgrades. Perfect. And now, is it just the volleys we're looking for? Volleys and the mine. So, extra mine, not the end of the world, but would be helpful. I'm going to go to that one a bit later. We're going to stick to... yeah, no, I think probably best do this one first. Warm ourselves up, get a bit more experience with the brute archers before we head into Swoon Scarry. But actually, we don't have our proper army for that. I mean, the archers only, of course. We have time to go through all of these islands before the end, so let's go to Swoon Scarry and get ourselves set up. So, nothing really to choose. We just got to get going. I do very much feel like, as an Englishman, an army full of archers is just kind of the right thing, you know. I was talking earlier about the sort of power of the arrows and whatnot, and the pushback and all of that nonsense. But of course, English obviously known for their longbows and all of that. Agincourt, I think it was something like 7,000 archers, about 1,500 men-at-arms infantry, which kind of sums up the forces there. It's a bit like Rome Total War, really. Just a big pile of archers is all you need. Enough infantry to hold them off. It's kind of what the English actually did, historically speaking. Certainly in that sort of era. Lovely, cleared off without too many problems. The first wave. Brute archers will come in at some point. I remember this one, actually. This one was horrendous when I did this one before I realised everything was broken. It wasn't that broken, it was just a bit stuttered. The computer had been on a little while and the game just went a bit funny. I don't really know why. A bit odd, seeing as this computer is pretty damn powerful, but it's not a problem at the end of the day. Right, now we've got the crossbowmen coming in. And just dodge, we can knock him back, and that's fine. Actually, yeah, if you get the knockback and then pull away, if you can micromanage it enough, you can definitely do those guys in without too many problems. No one coming at the moment. I'll leave these guys back, just because these guys, if we have an emergency, we can always run them around with a mine. Slow them down a little bit. These guys are going to go down. No real problems there. I must say I do really like the dynamics of these little duo teams here, though, because these guys, you know, they can take more hits, and, you know, and he obviously has more units anyway, whereas these lads are a little bit, obviously can't take quite as many hits as the other lads, but what they can do, for sure, is kind of have last minute, just smash the ground, or blow the horn. In fact, we might just ground pound this guy just because we can, why not? Actually, there's quite a few of them coming in, so maybe we're better off shooting them. Now, we'll use a bit of ground pound. Why not? We'll just hold back. We'll kill the... yeah, let's shoot down the first guy. And then we'll get the other guys pounded, shall we? And we'll just ground pound as they land. But we've actually got to move here. Yeah! Pound the ground for nothing! And with that victory. Marvellous. 7 more. Gives us a decent little budget. Only the 1 brute archer, which is always welcome. And what are we looking at here? Up to 12, are we? Is that what we needed for upgrade? No, we only needed 8 actually. Level 2, but then we need 14. So we're not quite going to have enough money for all of this, are we? We'll end our turn. So we have these 4 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 5 even. I don't know why I was looking at that as if it was the end. Okay. Yeah, sorry, no, 4. 4. I can count, honestly. 1, 2. Where are they on? They're here. Okay. Yeah, we have time to do this stuff. It's fine. So, what are we looking to do? Should we go into Popeye? Popeye? No, well, let's do the big one. Let's do Vermland. Let's try not to lose anyone while we're here. But it should be fine, honestly. We've got a decent bunch of lads. Wait for the first lads to come in, and I think we'll clear them off. Oh, God, they're started straight with the heavy guns here. Right, lads, just pull back for the moment. See what they want to do. That's got their view on it. No one else coming in, which is good. But they're getting close. So, what I want to do, charge in these lads. Give them a few different targets to aim at. But now we're just going to be able to swarm them and drown them in arrows. There we are. The knockback prevents him from being able to do anything. Oh God, there's more of them. Alright, well, turns out this one was the tough island for a reason. You have a war horn, so you are very soon going to be asked just to throw yourself into them. What I don't want to do is let these other guys land. Oh no, they're just brutes, not brute archers. Oh no, let's head in. Oh God, no, let's not get too being traumatized already. No, we're fine. Everything is fine. Panic over. It's only a horde of Vikings. It's not actually a problem. Okay, we're not actually used to having to do this. Ground pound! Woohoo! Right, marvellous. Do we get 1 extra use yet? No, this is just a charge one, isn't it? Which is always why it's nice to use that at the start of the island if there's anything not looking too nice. Now, we've only got a few men over here, so we might as well get our good friend over there, Osric, to go and help. Shoot them down, lads, and with this, we should at least be able to clear out the next round. Do you love this weird kind of didgeridoo style music? It might be, for all I know, it's traditional Viking music. God knows. It's very good atmospheric music, though. I do appreciate the music in this game. I mean, a game needs a good score, and whilst there isn't too much in terms of, you know, detail to it, I say detail, it isn't too much of a melody or anything, but it just really sets the atmosphere. Has a nice flow with it as well. What I mean by the flow is, like, you know, when there actually is danger, it does get that bit more intense, and when you're just kind of waiting, it just has that nice kind of trickling along kind of feel to it. At the moment, just the drums as they slowly approach. Ooh, archers! Haven't seen archers in a long time. Okay, well, we'll send you over to deal with those ones. We'll send you, and you guys to deal with them. We'll be fine. As long as there's nothing else coming in, we can shoot those ones down. How many are we going to get? 1, 2, 3... Is that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? There's tons. Tons is the answer. Should probably be watching the actual events going on. What a marvellous liberation force we've got here. By golly, golly gosh. Another island liberated for all of 10 minutes until the unstoppable horde comes. I do feel like on this game you're just kind of stopping, you know, the kind of... You're kind of just killing off the scouts and going, yes, I saved your village, off to the next one. And then you leave just before the actual massive horde comes and wipes out everything. Oh well, we're still heroes. We're still heroes. All is fine. But I think we're pretty near the end here because it doesn't look like any more's coming. Okay, we got crossbowmen around all over the place. So I'm going to get you healed up, to be honest. I want to get you behind that house. You need to be really close and ready to make a call. You are going to get yourself a bit risky as ever. Plop the mine and run. Oof, we dodged a bit there. You really should be safe. Oh, I can see why you're not actually that safe. Okay. Ow. Right, you run forward. You run forward. Ooh, we're going to get hit. I think we just dodged that. Get some extra men out. And you, come out. Why are you stuck outside? Okay, you get yourselves over there as well. We should be fine to clear these lads out. We've got enough knockback power right now, so we're all good. And that is the island done. Perfect. All of the monies. Fill our coffers, sir. All of the florins. Just going to go florins. Or monies. Let's go with monies. 15 cleared. Alright, that was a sizable island, but honestly, that one might actually end up being more awkward than the final battle, for all I know. The last stand of Mouse. Let's have a look at the upgrades. We'll get that. And then from here on in, we have the volley, 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 and volley. We're not going to upgrade all of that because we've missed a few islands along the way. But we certainly can... yeah, we'll go for Popeye. And then I might just clear these ones out before we head out to Mouse. I might as well get the upgrades, whatever I can, onto Popeye. And ooh, a bit of hills. It's been a while since we've had hills. I possibly could do this with less, but since there are brute archers, and there are 4 of them, let's just be sensible here. Now, we do obviously have a really good position for a mine here. So I might leave him in that position just to kind of... yeah, let's get some men over there. And we'll just leave him there just to drop the mine if he needs to. Honestly, we have enough here to deal with those brutes, I would think. In fact, there's another great mine position here, so we've got we have got a decent amount of mine position. And the knockback will be enough to deal with that, lad. Perfect. Okay, we're taking some hits here from the crossbow. And I want to drop a mine here. And then fall back up this hill. Okay, you know what, drop another mine there. And then just go and heal up in the house. If you draw the fire for now, that actually kind of suits me because they will aim for the closest. Just draw the fire and then we'll heal you up. Don't worry about it, sir. I don't think I dropped the mine down the bottom. Oh well. That's fine. We've lost quite a few there, but he's taken the hits for us. The other guys can now clear them out. That might actually be a decent way of dealing with them in theory. It's not necessarily the best long-term strategy, but it's certainly... if you do get them a little bit caught out and damaged, or you already have a damaged unit, I suppose that isn't a bad way of doing it. Now, they're all over there right now. Again, so what do I want to do? We're getting close enough now whereby we want to start heading in. You head in there. Okay, we'll start doing the knockback here. Stop them. There we are. I think we've stopped the bolts now. That's good. We're in a decent position at this point. More and more crossbowmen, which is not what I want. I don't really want to be in that exposed position either. You should be safe in that position. Ow. Let's get you hidden behind that cliff. They're a bit stuck as who to shoot at right now. If I can hear them pull back, then I will move my men. I'm a little bit concerned though. Yeah, I'm just going to pull everyone back a little bit. You go down here. Drop this mine. Drop it here. Then head back up. And you know what? I'm quite happy to now volley on the... oh, this is the problem with the brute archers. If they slow you down too much, you end up getting distracted by them too much. They're going to blow up the bomb. That's going to clear them out. And this guy, don't let him hit that one. No, it's going to waste on that. And I've obviously hurt myself. Okay. It is fine. There's another mine here. There are no houses down the bottom that we can really worry about too much. That boat will set it off. These lads are heading in. A little bit more to deal with on this occasion. Just hammer. That's fine. We'll just give him a bit of a knockback. I know we didn't knock him in the sea, but honestly, that'll do the job we want it to do, which is just kind of stun them for a little bit. Right, we've used quite a few mines, but honestly, the extra mines do prove handy on a small little tight battle area like this. Let's go and send down these lads, though, because I think we're sorted at this point. Okay, sorted. And where is the next threat coming from over this side? Right, you get yourself a mine in that area. We will come and support. Mine, plop down there. And we should be able to shoot them down before they get there, but honestly, if we need to, then we've got it. We've also got the Warhammer and the War Call. You need to head back now before you get trapped. And you need to pull back because the mine might well get set off. And he's set it off by accident, but it's not honestly a problem at this stage. Can you just... Oh, you've got the ground pound, haven't you? No, I think we've got what we need to at this stage, so Popeye should be fairly clear. And we'll be largely set up for our final battle, I think. Actually, I'm just going to move these lads over here just to make sure we're safe. But honestly, they're going to get enough knockback this close up. There's our island. Not too shabby. 7 more. Gives us 1 upgrade at the very least. It's definitely worth upgrading our main dude's stuff. Selwyn, he needs an upgrade for his bows, for his volley, because he has more of him. He also gets half price upgrade, so he might as well start with you. 7. So we can get how many here? 3, 6. No, that's a 6 there. And we can get... I can't actually use any new item, and 6 there. So we can get 12 overall, which gets us up to 17. 17... Probably should have looked at that before, because I'm only at 1 upgrade from 17, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay. That's not the end of the world. Albeit if I didn't use it on him, I probably could have got 2 people the upgrade. So, oh well, that logic I just told you is complete nonsense. I guess we'll head up here and see what the item is. Not that we can use it anyway. But we'll end up today then just by doing these 2 islands. We've got time to do them both before we head to Mouse. So we will indeed do that, and then our final stand will be on Mouse, and we'll make that a little separate episode, I think. So into Guilan. Right, we've got our lads running forward, and dodge it! Ooh, we didn't dodge it that well. It's fine, we should be able to knock him back now. Ow. Do we need to Warhorn? Probably not. We might save that. Go replenishing the house there. Actually, I've changed my mind. Come back. Come back, sir. Albeit, you probably do want to blow the horn and just get him out of this house here. So we'll now just check that there's nothing coming in that direction. And I think we now just want to move straight up to the front of the beach. Ow. Come on, get shooting. We need to be shooting at them. Knockback will do the job. And we're just going to have to take a couple of hits from them. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. He has his Warhorn back, which is nice. Cool off. Yeah, we've got the cooldown sorted. They will shoot, these lads, at the nearest people. And if you do have infantry with a big shield, if the infantry are facing them, they can take the hits. It's when you get caught a little bit to the side where they really take the damage. So that it was a super time to send both to get... Oh wow, Warhorn now. Okay, that hit was really, really brutal. And you guys go and shoot down them as well. No, we've got them. We've got them. Yeah, that was not good for these guys. They need to go and replenish because they've used both their Warhorns. Yeah, if you can get the infantry just to stand and take the hits, then you can shoot them down. So realistically, that's what you want to do. But as long as the infantry are facing the right way, they can just take those hits, and you can then deploy your archers to shoot the other men. So realistically, if you're playing this without archer only, so you can see that the knockback. I'm not knocking them off the boat from height because you haven't got that same kind of hit. yeah, the infantry are pretty helpful when it comes to balancing it out. So I can see now how I probably have one archer. Ooh, Javelino. That's the most useless item to get right at the end. That's the one that gives you one extra turn to use your man per island, which is very useful when you're trying to, use 3 and 3 on islands to get as much money as you can. But it's not particularly useful otherwise. So we've got 11. Who do you want to give it to? It's an interesting question, actually. Is there really going to be much difference? Now, Lincoln is more about the knockback and the stun. He's obviously got the hammer. With extra squad size +1, does that make a big difference? Not a lot, but it's something. But he is already on that level, actually, isn't he? He's on the high level, so he might as well go to the last island, get the extra coins, and then upgrade this onto Elite Volley. And we've got 2 Elite Volleys, which I think would be a good idea, especially with the 2 slightly bigger squads. So let's next turn. Let's go to Grassholm. At Grassholm, we'll get the monies for the last upgrade that we can get. And hopefully no one will die here. Yeah, I can certainly see how next time I play this and I go in hard mode, we'll give it a little bit of a break. I've got something planned for after this. Should be good fun. But yeah, what I would... Oh, God, I've already got a load of these guys coming in. I know, just the one. If it's just the one, I don't mind taking a hit. Ow. Yeah, so I reckon I would have 1 pike, 2 infantry and an archer. I'd probably have 1 archer, as I said, with the knockback ability would be ideal. And from there you can kind of shoot down most troops. Obviously we won't be able to kill the whole boats that we can here because we've got, a huge set of forces. But honestly, the power of them is immense. Like this one unit here, if I leave this unit here by themselves to clear off these guys, let's just leave it for them to do. They honestly could probably largely clear out these boats. So I think the large squad size for the archers is probably quite a good investment. 1 pike to block a choke point, probably with the cool... And you just run here. Yeah, like, they've pretty much done the entire job. In fact, honestly... Oof, they still caught us even when we dodged. They're pretty quick to react, those lads. You guys... Ow! Okay, maybe we're just going to replenish this guy. Right, he's taken some hits for us. Now the rest of you. Ow. 4 mines. Well, I'm just going to leave 1 here, honestly. Start laying them down. And then we'll start shooting them to death, because they're fine once... Ow! They're fine once we get that close. It's not really a problem so much. I'm going to lay another mine here. Let's just get some preemptive mines set. Yeah, and I think 2 infantrymen, because you probably want to be replenishing the infantry realistically, because they're the ones you want to throw at the front. But be interesting to do this on medium and hard. I reckon I could definitely do this on medium, judging by this. Hard, I feel like you shouldn't be able to do hard with just archers. That feels like, to some extent, like it really shouldn't be possible. But I don't know. Perhaps it is. I'm sure people have done it on hard. I haven't actually... I have noticed since I put up the first one of these videos that I've been noticing on my suggestions other archer-only things coming up. So obviously people have done it. I didn't check what difficulty they're on. Probably are on hard. People who play the game much more than me. It's been a fun experience though, because now at least I appreciate what the archers can do. Let's get a mine dropped off here, sir. You pull back. You pull back. And we're just going to miss the... oh, did you not drop the mine like I wanted you to? I didn't notice you do it at all. Oh, well, you're just going to stand there and shoot them now. Honestly, you're just going to have to pay for your crime. Actually... Actually, we've got the crossbowmen coming in over here, so maybe we don't want to send these lads in this direction. What I will do is run away! Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away! Run away. Ow. Alright, we're going to get these guys to stand on the bomb. Ooh! Okay, cool the horn, blow the horn now. Blow the horn now. This is why we have these guys at the front. Specifically for that reason. Oh, they can hit those lads. Let's not lose someone right at the end. Right, shoot them down. We've got them. Honestly, I'm just going to stand here now. Those guys are just crazy. Yeah. And with just archers, it can get a bit panicky about them. At least you can swarm them with infantry. Alright, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I think I do love pikes, but I think they've been slightly nerfed, haven't they? So on the upgrade, on the update. Right, bombard, massive hail of arrows. So we got, before we go into the main battle, then we have fully upgraded Selwyn over here, which is marvellous. Osric, who has the fully upgraded mines, is elite and only has the level 1 volley. But you know what? That's fine. We honestly don't use the volley that much now, actually, because you shoot a lot of them down before they land. Lucan, yep, he's also similar. So Osric and Lucan are very similar. Then we got Dunder and Selwyn with the fully upgraded traits there. So it's nice. 2 slightly bigger units there have been fully upgraded. So I think we've learned a few bits of tactics for those brutes today. But now we have Mouse, our last stand, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will come next time as a simple finale episode. I will see you then. But for now, I'm Thomas. This is Tenacious Team, and this has been Badnorf's Archer Only campaign. I thank you, and good night. So what more could you want in the morning than to chop down some Frenchmen? Sir Steve, he stands on the plaza. He will never die, Sir Steve. We will honour you with that great man's moustache. He's not happy. Oh, he flew into the side of the house. That looks really painful. Beautiful.